Special forces are the superheroes of the real world. They are responsible for carrying out the most extreme missions that other personnel are not capable or willing to do. Have you ever spared a thought for the arduous training and selection processes that recruits need to pass? This video will identify and analyse the methods used by the most badass special forces in the world to recruit their elite killers, and we'll conclude on the toughest special forces to join.
Amazing!
Physical strength may be a necessity for super soldiers, but it isn't the only one. Mental toughness, stamina and determination are just a few of the attributes that selection processes must scrutinise, and there are a number of tests employed to do this. Take the Israeli special forces such as Shayetet 13 and Yaman. They test integrity during training among their already knackered recruits by setting them a series of physical challenges to be completed under a strict time limit. As they complete exercises on their own, recruits are under the illusion that they aren't being watched, but they are. Failing to complete their set number of reps would send them home. Other units literally beat their recruits into their squad. For instance, Russia's Spetsnaz endured daily punishment throughout their training in order to produce the best pain-hardened, battle-loving killers who can operate under severe stress and fear. They spar with the goal of injuring each other, breaking ribs, fingers and vertebrae, healing only long enough to get back on their feet and complete training. They're taught to enjoy pain. On the other hand, US Navy SEALs detract focus from the individual and develop skills such as leadership and teamwork in their 6 months BUDS training program. The first 7 weeks consist of progressively harder physical and mental exercises, which climax in what is known as Hell Week, where candidates sleep for 4 hours over a near 6 days, despite having run over 200 miles and performing 20 hours of demanding training each day. So, what is the toughest special forces to get into? Well, before leaving a dislike because you disagree with this decision, just consider our fact-based justification and comment if you think otherwise, because in reality they are too different to compare. It's the unit which nearly all the world's special forces base their military model on. The force which was created in 1941 to operate behind German and Italian lines and has developed a notorious track record, instilling deep fear into its adversaries. The British Special Forces. The United Kingdom's Special Forces selection process recruits members of the UK's Special Forces formations, including the famous SAS and lesser well known SBS. Recruits to each are selected the same way, but they have additional specialist training after selection. The selection process lasts for 6 months, has a greater than 90% fail rate, and is so terrifyingly difficult that it's not unheard of for people to die during the tests, such as in 2013 when 3 soldiers perished on the first stage. The process is shrouded in secrecy to the point that the Ministry of Defence has said that it would never allow the SAS selection process to be filmed, and of the few pictures that exist, faces have been blurred to protect soldiers' identities. This is how they get selected. If you meet the requirements by serving in the British military for some time and being a super healthy male aged 18 to 32, then you may apply and take the Special Forces briefing course. As standard, this week-long screening course involves basic medical, fitness and psychological tests along with information to prepare candidates for selection. Next, the real tests start. The first real phase is known as the Aptitude Phase and is a month-long training camp focusing on the candidate's endurance and ability to navigate in the wilderness, kicking off with a battle fitness test to weed out anyone without basic level fitness. This stage takes place in the Brecon Beacons in Wales and includes numerous timed hikes and runs which progressively get harder. The first week ends with a major weeding out event called the Fan Dance, a 24km or 15-mile hike under timed circumstances whilst carrying about 30 kilos of gear. Then in the final week, candidates must complete the long drag, which is similar to the fan dance but is longer, 64 kilometers or 40 miles of hiking to be completed in less than 20 hours with the same amount of gear. If they survive, recruits are then sent away for another 4 weeks for the initial continuation phase where they receive training and must pass in weapons handling and battlefield skills, including parachuting and signalling training. This prepares them for the next major step, the jungle phase. Lasting for 9 long weeks in the jungles of Borneo or Brunei, recruits undergo strenuous training in the hot, humid environment, learning to live, navigate and fight in the jungle. Jungle training weeds out those who can't handle the discipline required to keep themselves and their kit in good condition, whilst on long-range patrols. Afterwards, those selected then undergo a subsequent period of employment training that will last for another 14 weeks and provide the additional individual skills necessary for service. The final stage then requires personnel to undergo the escape and evasion phase, which lasts for another 4 weeks. Recruits participate in a variety of exercises designed to build their ability to survive in realistic off-the-grid combat scenarios, including evasion exercises, survival scenarios, and lessons in interrogation techniques. The culminating event is an exercise where recruits need to evade capture by a hunter regiment of opposing forces. At the end, they must withstand tactical questioning. Recruits are placed in a variety of physical and mentally uncomfortable positions for 24 hours. During this time, directing staff subject them to numerous interrogations, during which candidates must not reveal any significant information. They are blindfolded, deprived of food and water, forced into small cages, and subject to stress positions and continuous loud noises. Only after this will you be selected into the toughest special forces in the world. If you like this video, then you'll probably like our video on the top 10 unsung heroes of history. Also, please make sure to check out our Facebook page where you can vote on our next videos. Anyways, thanks for watching and subscribe to be amazed.